Hey, what's up, you amazing hackers? I hope you're all doing well today. I want to give you guys a quick update on a cool tool called Nuclei. Now, Nuclei is a tool by Project Discovery. I am not even going to cut that out. It's a tool by Project Discovery, and it's basically a vulnerability scanner. I love this vulnerability scanner because what it can do is it can take a list of subdomains that you have, and it can execute a bunch of calls on that subdomain. Now, that might not be that interesting, you say, and it might not seem that interesting at first, until you start thinking what you can do with sequences of calls. Because some CVEs, all they are is a sequence of calls. Some exposed admin panels you can easily recognize by just doing a call and then checking those results. And that's basically all that CVE does, guys. It's a really freaking cool tool, and it runs based on templates. Now, a template is basically just a YAML file. I don't know how many of you guys are developers or have ever heard of YAML files, but if you've worked with them before, you know that they're pretty freaking simple to understand. We'll look at one for a CVE. This is very simple, but this also indicates that you can easily write your own templates for this. And that's where the real magic starts, because of course you can use the community templates, but you can also easily go onto Google and look for a CVE that's not in this list yet. And then if it has a proof of concept available, you might be able to write your own proof of concept for it. And that's where the real magic starts. So if we look at this YAML file, we can see some basic metadata in here. This is stuff like an identifier, a name, an author, severity, tags, all that kind of stuff. And then we start with the real meat. Then we start defining which requests we have to do. Now, if we want to do multiple requests sequentially, we'll get to that later, but first let's start with some really simple stuff. This is just one GET request to the path base URL, which will be the one that we feed it through our list of URLs, of course, /name.nfs/people?openView. And it's basically going to make this call. Now, you might be wondering, what is it going to check when it does that call? That's what they call a matcher condition, and. So that's the matcher condition, would be and or. And then you have your matcher specifically. In this case, they have two matchers in here, one of the type status. So they define that the status code has to be 200. You can also define multiple ones by just entering a new entry in this list. And they also have a regular expression matcher, and what they're going to look for is they're going to give it a name, domino username, and then this specific regular expression on the part which we define as the body. Can also be the header, can be many different things. In this case, it's the body. And it's as simple as that. Now, we can do that doing multiple calls as well. It's not much harder. We just put a new list item in here. We can change our method. This one is looking for cross-site scripting specifically, and it's going to look for these words in the body and also this word in the body. As you can see, you can add different matchers on the body type as well. You can do so much cool stuff with this, and you can combine it all into some really cool stuff. And that's just the basics, because you also have your payloads, which you can define parameters in, and these parameters will be replaced in these raw strings and will be checked for the matching conditions. So as you guys can see, there's a whole lot of stuff you can do here, a whole lot of stuff. If you're more interested in this, I'll put a link in the description below, and also to the templates, of course. They'll give you a pretty good wiki, some pretty good documentation of how to build your own templates, which I highly recommend that you go through fully, because to unlock the full potential of Nuclei, you're going to need to know every single thing that you can do, of course. Good luck, amazing hackers. Let me know if you find anything with this, because I'm a really curious rat, and I hope you have $1 million by next week. Bye, amazing hacker.